All right, on today's video, we're going to talk all about optimizing the different components of your Amazon listings, everything from the bullet points to the videos to your pricing, and in turn, how that's going to help increase your rankings on Amazon and in turn, obviously, boost your sales in the process. Who am I? I'm Ryan Flynn. I'm the founder and CEO of Expert CPG Commerce. We're an Amazon agency that helps brands both launch and scale on Amazon, essentially being their Amazon department and helping them with the Amazon component of their business so they can focus on continuing to grow the other parts of their business is our big value add. And today, again, we're going to dive into the different components of each section of the Amazon page so that you can in turn increase your rankings and get more sales. One of the biggest ways to optimize your listings on Amazon is to make sure you have the right keywords. You could use tools like Helium 10, Jungle Scout. You could use your Google keyword data, but just be careful because customers do search differently on Google than they do Amazon. Amazon's more of an intent to buy. Sometimes Google keywords are more research oriented. But one of the greatest uses we like to use here at Expert CPG Commerce is actually Amazon's autocomplete feature. And let me show you here. All right, so let's go to Amazon.com and we're going to use actually their the search bar to get some keyword ideas, right? So this is a great place just to get like, I think I know what my main keywords are, but what are some longer tails off of that and things like that. So I'm going to start typing in gluten-free, and all of a sudden you're going to start seeing Amazon auto-suggesting things, right? These are things that people are actually searching for on Amazon. I'm going to go with, let's go with pasta, right? If I'm a gluten-free pasta. And then all of a sudden I see a bunch of other things, right? I start seeing sauce and shells and flour and Italy. Let's go with shells, right? So look, I've already got 4 words here, but I've got gluten-free pasta shells. And then I've got things like for stuffing, large, right? Small. And these are things, if you're a gluten-free pasta brand that sells shells, right? These are terms and like whole phrases you want to have in your listing. Let's first talk about optimizing your product title on Amazon. So you want to keep it clear, right? You want to keep it keyword rich, but you want to keep it readable. So it's kind of an art and a science to do all this. You want to include things like your brand name, your kind of product type, if there's a multi-pack, if there's a variant like a flavor or a color, size count, you got to include all that in your title. But again, where you place that and how it reads is critically important. All right, let's go to Amazon now and keep on our gluten-free pasta shells example, right? So here's a brand, this Kaizen brand that we found here. So on their title, they've got their brand name, Kaizen, right? They've got low-carb, keto, pasta, fusilli, right? And it'd be interesting to see like they've got, they probably wanted keto pasta as a keyword, which is why they don't have like fusilli, keto fusilli pasta, because keto fusilli pasta is probably not the primary. So good use of like combining keto and pasta here, right? They've got other things like high protein, again, gluten-free. That's how I found this. I searched for it. They've got keto-friendly. Obviously, that's a search term that people are going to be searching for in Amazon, like keto-friendly pasta. That's different than someone just searching for keto pasta. They've got plant-based, lupini noodles, right? Made with high fiber, lupin flour, right? All this kind of stuff. Then they have the kind of the size and the pack name as well. So very important, again, to include all this, include the right keywords. But let me back out for a second, actually show you something different. This is how it looks on the page. This is how we're looking at it here. Let's look at how it looks in search, right? When I'm searching, going back to the search page, and I'm seeing all these different products here. If you find it again here. All right, so going back out to the search results, this one was actually an ad. It was a sponsored result here, but it doesn't really matter. I just want to highlight, when you're looking at a title from search, right? People are buying with their eyes. So they're mostly buying probably on the main image, like the main thing that's the main click-through rate that someone's looking at, right? Is this main image here. But if you look here, the title definitely gets truncated, definitely gets shortened, right? So you can see here when they start to talk about plant-based, it goes away, but they still got keto pasta, keto friendly, high protein that someone can view in the title. Another example here, we'll go to one of the organic results here. Let's look at this miracle noodle, right? High protein egg white noodles, spaghetti, low in carbs and calories, ready to, hopefully that's eat, right? But let's look at one more thing. Let's look at a mobile view because mobile is going to look a little bit differently. And this is how most customers are searching, right? So I bring up this little mobile emulator here. You're going to see that some of these things, let's see if we can find one of those same. Here's the miracle noodle one, but let's see if we can find another example. We'll use this pasta shells here. you've got the brand name, you've got all natural, yolk free, low sodium, kosher. I'm guessing is what that is, but it truncates it. So you want to make sure that you have your primary keywords more at the beginning of the title. All right, so now let's talk about your bullet points. So you don't want your bullet points to be a giant wall of text. That was how things were probably on Amazon 5 years ago. You'd see these bullet points that were like 300 characters each, and it was literally a wall of text because you could place a lot of different keywords in there. But you want your bullet points, again, kind of that art and science combination to be readable, have the right keywords in there, but most importantly, have kind of feature benefit statements, right? Again, explaining gluten free or keto friendly, and then kind of talking about that, or again, maybe talking about your brand in the same kind of way of what your brand stands for. So let's go to Amazon and look at some examples. So let's look at this Kaizen, this pasta facility here we were talking about earlier. Now, Amazon started doing this a couple years ago, where they actually, on desktop at least, and sometimes on mobile, they'll minimize the bullets. You can't even see them, right? You actually have to click on the about this item, hover over that, click on that, and then all of a sudden your bullets are going to appear, right? So these are their bullets here. If you look, they've got looks like 6 different bullets, and you can see that they've got this is kind of best practice to have bolding, all caps here at the beginning of each one, and then essentially have kind of a statement behind that's kind of like, so that's kind of your header is the thing in all caps there. But again, you want to have, again, the right keywords in here. So again, they've got keto pasta, right? Again, they've got gluten-free, they've got chickpea. So it's interesting here. They said bid farewell to chickpea, lentil bee, and shirataki noodles, right? So it's almost like, it's smart. They want to capture some of those keywords in their listing, but they're saying their thing doesn't have any of that in there, if that makes sense. So they're kind of taking a negative approach, but still maybe to index for these keywords. So, again, most customers, again, on desktop here, are they actually reading this? Maybe not, right? But it's very important from an index standpoint. Let's look at it on mobile and see how it looks there. So again, scroll down. Bullet points are going to be much more hidden on mobile or much farther down. You really have to scroll down. And did I miss it here? No, we got size of weight, additional detail, product details. The bullets here, top highlights, they start having the bullets here, and then you can see the top bullet. So again, you want to have that, if this is the way Amazon, and they're always testing and moving things, if they're having that top bullet that's mostly seen, and then like the second bullet's probably a full character count thing here. You want to make sure you put your most important bullet first, which obviously is, it's kind of self-explanatory there, but you have to actually click see more to see all the bullets. But again, is someone reading this wall of text on mobile? Probably not. That's where you want to have things like your alternate images, your brand story, your A+ page, really tell the story visually of the product. But again, leveraging the right keywords in your bullet points, still having those feature benefit statements if someone is reading it. So you really shouldn't need to repeat bullet points between your title and your bullets, but obviously you're going to want to, because you want to explain that it's gluten-free in both the title and the bullets. There's also a couple other places you can actually have additional text for keywords, right? One is a product description. Now, product descriptions are typically replaced by like an A+ page. So they actually won't see the product description, but it can still index. So keywords you have in that product description could still potentially be indexed on your listing, even though it's not visible, right? And the other place you want to put additional keywords is in your search terms field, your backend keywords, backend search terms field within your product listing. And those are where you want to put things, again, that are not in any parts of your listing, but you still want to index for. And so those are 2 other critical areas where you can include some of your secondary or maybe tertiary keywords. All right, let's move over to imagery and video. And this is one of my favorite things to talk about when it comes to an Amazon listing, because again, people buy with their eyes, right? They're definitely reading things, and they're pulling out little, again, keywords from the title to make sure, hey, this gluten-free, something like that. But again, you've really got to sell them with your imagery. So let's go back to our example here and take a look and see, if this brand is doing this for the gluten-free pasta. Right, so what I've done here, I'm on desktop, I've blown up their main image, right? So this main image is, again, one of the most important things. They're showing this is a 3-pack by putting 3 products, like this. This is one way to do it. You could actually split test this. So you could do a 3 like this, or you could do like the little Amazon 3-pack badge on it potentially. That would give you maybe a bigger box in search. So again, I would test that. I'd probably split test that and see maybe what the results are. But let's look at the other images, because I think this is where brands sometimes really get it wrong on these alternate images. Again, Amazon has very strict guidelines on what that main image needs to be, like white background, so many pixels by so many pixels, right? But when you get into the, second, third, fourth, fifth images, it's kind of the Wild West. You can do whatever you want. I just wouldn't put on like a phone number or a website address. Amazon does actually recognize the content in these images and uses that to surface either things in search results, or even with their new Rufus AI, being able to actually reference information about the product from these images. So let's take a look and see how Kaizen's done it here. So first one, well, I love this. This is feel good pasta, right? Explains exactly kind of what the macros are here. 20 grams of protein, 6 grams of carbs, 130 calories. It's a great second image, right? Going along here, finally, a low carb pasta that feels real. Great branding. They've got like the bold and the italicized for finally and real. I love that. They've got feel good pasta again. They've got 3 times the pro. So this is kind of similar to this one, in my opinion. Like I would probably either combine these or cut one of these and just go with one. I would say this differently, because it feels like if I'm scrolling through these as a customer, it feels like the same image to me, but it obviously is different content, especially because the protein's the same at the top, but it's on this one they talk about fiber and they don't talk about fiber in the other one. So they have a comparison chart. It's interesting. This one is on an orange background. And this, I love how they did this. They kind of grayed out, or they blurred out the other competitor images. So if you know these competitors, you know who they are, right? Just based on the interesting thing is here, and maybe they did this on green so that their packaging would pop more. So they did this on orange so their green packaging would pop more. But it's interesting, you don't really see the orange one over here, this chickpea pasta. But a comparison chart is great. I'm going to come back to this when we talk about mobile here. Ingredients list. All right. They did better than I like most brands to do. Most brands will put a picture of their packaging, or like the actual label art they use for their packaging on here. They did a better job. They put a nutritional facts panel that's separated from this. I would argue, crop out, like make this more readable. I'd make it wider. I'd make it wider here. I would also just crop out the daily. I would crop out this. Everybody knows this. This daily, they know this 2,000 calorie thing, but they need to know this, right? So crop that out, and then they just list their ingredients, and I would just say something like, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 simple ingredients, right? And then like almost call that out here, with the nutritional facts panel. Maybe that's potential is there as well. Made with these lupini beans, right? And so again, I like this. I like the badges here. They have on there. I'll talk about this again on mobile. I'll come back to this. How to cook, right? Looks like you cook it just like regular pasta, but this could be like definitely a quite common question they get, right? So, maybe they don't have these detailed instructions, but it just, cooks like regular pasta. It could just be really something really simple from there. And this is just a lifestyle image. Again, I'm not a huge fan. Put some text on here, right? Put a call out here on this. So let's go over to mobile though and check out how these look actually when you're viewing them on your mobile device, which I guarantee that most customers are, how they're seeing this. All right, now here we are on the mobile view of the same listing, right? And we're going to look at these images again. So actually, you'll notice, obviously, there's a lot of white, when you're viewing it on a phone like this, a lot of white space above and below. And we're experimenting actually right now with doing taller images strictly because of this, right? Essentially stretching out the image more, having more content at the top and bottom. So they look really great on mobile. So more to come on that in the near future here with our results on that. Again, this one is great. You can read everything. Let me go back to some of those things I was referencing before. I think it started here on this image. Okay, this one. It's not bad. It's sometimes this gets really hard to read, right? So, I can't read this. And if, by the way, this is me doing it from clicking into it. If I'm doing it from like the main page, it's going to be even smaller. These images are much smaller. So I would somehow maybe because you can't even read that this is the other low carb pasta. This is chickpea pasta. So, I would maybe I mean, consider potentially replacing the image with low carb pasta and chickpea pasta, right? Because you can't read these. It's even kind of hard to read the macros potentially on that. So something to consider there. Again, this one, same thing. If someone wants to really know the nutritional facts, they'll zoom in on this. But if you did crop the bottom of this, as I mentioned the other image, you'd be able to blow this up a little bigger. And these are, again, they don't read well. I'd put a one on each line to make them a little separate there. This is the hard one too. This is because I can't read these badges really. I mean, I have pretty good eyes, gluten free, high protein, plant based, keto friendly, but like, this is me looking at it on a big monitor here in mobile view. I can't read this, so I would consider. Um, I don't know what I'd do. I'd make the badges. I would get rid of this. I don't know. Maybe make this high fiber superfood, get rid of that, and make the badges much bigger and more readable. And the text in that, maybe stretch the badges out or move them about so it's like 1, 2, 3, 4 with much bigger text in them. Again, the how to cook, like it does have the main steps here. So I would maybe, just maybe have that be the basic, right? Um, and maybe not have the smaller text, especially whatever's in this one, the really, really small text there. So just again, thinking about how these look on mobile is really important as well. All right, let's jump right into talking about video now if you're talking about the imagery, because these are things that are going to be really important in the listing as well. So looks like the brand's primary video is the founder talking about it. It's got subtitles here, which is great, right? I mean, you want to have that because again, if someone's reading, watching this on mobile, there's somewhere where they don't want the audible sound. You want to be able to convey the messaging just like you would on a short or something like that. So again, this is a great video. He's highlighting a bunch of the benefits here. I love this one. What's interesting though is you have these related videos for product, right? And so these are going to show up here right at the top. You got customer review videos. Let me show you where else these actually appear on the page because these are really important. So if I scroll all the way down here, and this is kind of the same thing on mobile. Let's see if I didn't miss it here. Here we go. Videos for this product, right? So this is going to be like the brand can upload their own videos here. And so you want to do that if you can. If you look here, there's going to be there's actually 3 pages of these. But these are also reviews people have left or influencers that have actually left reviews for the product. So very, very important to have this. Here's the thing though. Product review videos are going to show here too. So we've seen before where there's actually been some negative review videos people have put up there, and those are the only 2 videos that show right here. That's not what you want. You can hit this upload your video button. You can upload additional videos as the brand, and those should show kind of right here towards the beginning, in effect pushing those bad review videos off to the side, if that makes sense. Now, there's 2 additional areas on an Amazon page where you can convey a lot of information about your products and also just about your brand. And those are the brand story and the A+ page. So let's dive into this now with Kaizen and see how this looks. All right, here we are. This is the brand story, and these are great, especially on mobile, because you can actually scroll over. Again, this is a great brand story telling the founder's story, why he made it, why these beans they use, right? And there's actually like a visit the store link. So this is something they probably have and want to have on all their pages, no matter what the product is. It really just talks about the brand. And then down here, they've got actually like a premium A+ page. So a little different than a standard traditional A+ page. Premium, you can do some video. You can do some, let's see if they've got some. Yeah, they've got, I think I saw it down here. They've got a little slider here. You can do this, right? The reason why premium, number one, you have all these extra elements, right? And you have like this kind of comparison. People can look here. This is kind of a lot on the comparison chart. If all their stuff is gluten-free, plant-based, non-GMO, I would take that out of there. Maybe just leave the nutritional, but that's, that's either here or there. But this is actually a great A+ page. They've actually got the same content, some of the same content they've had in their explainer images, which we looked at earlier. And let's see how this one looks on mobile. All right, here's where that the brand story is gonna pop up here on mobile, right? And someone can just imagine them swiping with their finger over and reading each section here. And here's their premium A+ page, right? It's interesting the way their images are formatted. it doesn't necessarily all fit correctly. Again, really hard to read here on mobile. So I'd maybe look at how these are designed. There's just different elements, different ways you can make this so it really pops on mobile, and you're able to review a lot of this. But again, I would even look at again on mobile. I can't read this review, so maybe making these, these fonts, maybe abbreviating the reviews, making the font size much bigger. That's a great image. Why customers love us, and then again, they've got kind of this top sellers thing, and people can choose kind of based on maybe the attribute of the product, kind of what they're looking for. So this is a great use of conveying some of the same content they've had in other places because somebody might have missed it, right? How to cook it, how do they compare, and kind of restating it for the product there as well. Another way you really want to optimize your listing is optimizing it for pricing, right? And that may seem kind of counterintuitive because your price is your price, but you want to make sure that it's number one, positioned correctly against like competitors, right? And also that you're conveying the value. If you do have like a multi-pack size, that's apparent because you don't want someone comparing everyone else is showing a 3-pack on the page and you're selling a 12-pack against that, and it's not evident against that. So let's dive into the real example here with Kaizen. All right, so we're back on the search page here, and all of a sudden you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Like, just look at the price here. I'm just looking at like at the across this line, 721, 3189, 30. I'm getting some very similar prices here. These are actually all the Kaizen ones. This one's 23.99. I go down here, I've got an 839, 1403. So again, you've got to make it very evident. Like this one's maybe evident. I've got a 3-pack here in the image and a 2-pack here in the image. So maybe that's what I know I'm getting. It's funny though, this Aviate, I believe it's how you'd probably say it. It says pack of 3 here, right? Hopefully someone's seeing that. And it does show a 3-pack, but I would maybe show that potentially in the front of the listing. Maybe having that so it's very apparent of, again, what the customer is getting. So they're seeing 3-pack up there. But again, you want to make sure also that you're actually also that your per ounce price or like your per measurement price is also correct. Those sometimes be wrong on Amazon or become wrong if they haven't been done. So customers might be comparing you on kind of a per ounce basis as well. One more thing when it comes to price is really making sure that you're taking advantage of like strike through pricing, you're taking advantage of coupons, promotions, because those are displayed on the page and displayed in the search results, and is a great way to get increase that click through rate from the search results page. Again, so if you see here on our desktop search page, you've got the extra 10% off when you subscribe. This is a subscribe and save coupon. Down here, I've got a $2 coupon, right? And if I click into this listing, right, I'm going to see that right here, apply $2 coupon. Again, let me go back to mobile and we'll see how it looks. Both of them look on there. All right, to show you how those coupons look here on mobile, again, you see this little save $2 with coupon, very apparent in the search results page, right? The one below it and above it do not have a coupon like that. So again, it's a great way to entice somebody. But again, I'm looking at this image. If you look at this 3-pack image, I can't even read this, right? So and these are 3 different types of pasta. So this one's actually really interesting on how they convey the 3-pack here, because if you look at like this one, you can really see the packaging, but these ones you cannot. So just another example of imagery on mobile and how you really got to take that into consideration. Last but not least, let's talk about reviews on Amazon. Reviews are one of the biggest parts of the platform. Amazon puts a lot of effort into, and especially the last couple of years, weeding out bad actors that help facilitate reviews. They've got their Amazon Vine program, which is the primary way to get reviews for newer products. But reviews are a huge trust connection with the end customer, and Amazon knows that, and they want to protect that, right? So reviews are paramount. And there's a lot to unpack here. I'm not going to probably cover it all in this video, probably a great topic for a future video, but you got to first of all have the right product market fit, right? You got to have the right product. But again, there's only so much you can do to influence reviews. We'll talk about some of these strategies of like, again, Vine and messaging customers for reviews and such, and product in search, which is a gray area, definitely for sure there. But you've got this 3.6, 160 stars. Some of these are 4 out of 5 stars, right? You just want to make sure that you're like, especially when you start advertising, you're not going against these behemoths. You have 25 reviews, 3.5 out of 5 stars, and you're going against this behemoths that have 10,000 reviews, 4.5 out of 5 stars, right? It's apples to oranges, essentially, sometimes it comes to that. So maybe targeting some more newer products initially, at least, before you have maybe triple digit reviews and things like that. So, reviews again are paramount on the ecosystem, and there, a lot of customers when they go into an Amazon listing, the first thing they do is they will essentially just click that reviews button and go ahead and start reading the reviews. So, take great care and importance on how you ask those reviews and how you respond to them, and then the rest kind of speaks for itself when you have a great product. All right, now you've learned all the different ways to optimize your Amazon product listing to increase your rankings on Amazon and in turn obviously boost your sales. Amazon does use a lot of these things like clicks and conversion rate and their methods for ranking, and optimizing kind of each component of the page is going to help with increasing the clicks from search and increasing your conversions when someone does land on your page. So it is that whole flywheel effect of Amazon. If, again, start turning that wheel with clicks, conversions, and your rank is going to increase. Hopefully you got a lot of value out of this video. Please like, subscribe, follow us as we put out more of these videos in the future. Leave us a comment if you have any questions as well. And we'll see you on the next video here on the Expert CPG Commerce channel. Thanks.